To properly introduce our last speaker for this afternoon, may I call on Lieutenant Merham Mamandi Sajarani, Philippine Coast Guard.
Our next speaker is the Commander of Coast Guard Legislative Liaison Affairs. He is also the Commander of the Investigation and Detective Management Service, or the IDMS, and the Acting Commander of the PCG Special Action and Intelligence Committee for Transportation. He is a former PNP Colonel and was the Regional Chief of Regional Maritime 3 in the National Capital Region of the PNP Maritime Group. He also served as the Regional Chief of the Regional Highway Patrol Unit, NCR, of the Highway Patrol Group. He completed his Master's in Public Administration and Doctor of Philosophy with distinction at the University of the Philippines in Diliman, Quezon City. He earned his Master of Laws in International Human Rights at the Ateneo de Manila University School of Law. He is now completing his dissertation for his Doctor of Juridical Science at the San Beda Graduate School of Law. He is also an alumnus of the Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland, USA. Our next speaker is a technical expert and consultant of the United Nations Office for Drugs and Crime, or the UNODC, for South Asia, and a legal fellow of the United Nations World Health Organization for Transportation Safety and Security. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Captain Attorney Oliver C. Tanseco, Philippine Coast Guard, PhD.
Oh, wala. Pinatay na. Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. Good afternoon. Thank you, Ma'am Padilla, for the lecture po kanina. Sorry po, sir, ma'am. Medyo hahaba tayo ng konti. But before I start, I'd like to acknowledge soon-to-be Vice Admiral Jean Basilio, sir. Of course, my two soon-to-be Rear Admirals, Ma'am Santos and Ma'am Pereira, ma'am. And senior officers as well. Ito pinipindot. And of course, wala na, umuwi na sila. Wala na iba. Saka si Sir Nolly. And of course, asan na si Archie? Saan si Archie? Richie, Archie? Oh, si Richie. Palakpakan natin si Richie kasi siya lang eh. Ikaw, sabi nga ni Commandant, ikaw ang most powerful in the room. Kasi kaya niya tayong pa thumbs up at saka happy side. Okay pa ba kayo? Are you still with me? Kaya ba? 5 o'clock na. Because so enriching ang discussion from this morning hanggang ngayon. Kaya mag-extend tayo ng konti. Okay lang po sa inyo yun? Okay lang po? Dinner will be served. Courtesy of AFP. Hindi, joke lang. Wala. Tubig-tubig lang, ha? Tubig-tubig lang tayo. So, maiksi lang po ito. Kaya lang yung iba, medyo hahaba ng context. So, please, bear with me. I know yung iba po, of course, being with the Coast Guard, kabisado nyo to more than I do. But let me guide you through the discussion from the point of view of a former policeman, if I can. Okay lang po sa inyo. Thumbs up nga, sir. Wag yung mga senior, ha? Yung mga kakayanin ko lang. Sabi nga ni Commandant, mga ngaya. Thumbs up nga, thumbs up. Mabagal. Sir Jean, medyo mabagal na. Akala ko mabilis ito. Kailangan mabilis, ha? Kasi when we are having lectures with the PNP, most of the time they say, yes sir, makita mo, they would nod, they would look at you, but actually they're not focused on the discussion. Let's take the time. No? The German government spent for us to be here today. Last lesson na ito, I know time is late, but I'd like everyone to be with me. Okay, let me see, ha? Thumbs up. Mabagal. You don't want, you can thumbs up, ha? Pwede yung thumbs up, ha? Sige, mabilisan nga ito. Thumbs up! Mabagal pa, sir. Ulit. One more. Thumbtacks! Thumbtacks po yan. You're not listening. Okay? So ito yung aking topic. It's about, the importance of, this morning we talk about laws. We talk about evidences. We talk about pieces of evidence. We talk about digital evidence. We talk about West Philippine Sea. And soon to be General Padilla, Margaret, tama po yun, ma'am. Margaret po. General Margaret talk about West Philippine Sea, IO, Information Operations, no? Telling the correct narrative. But right now, medyo slow down tayo. Let's go back to the basics. Let's talk about maritime law enforcement. How important is electronic or digital evidence to us Baka medyo, you might be surprised, law enforcement? Are you in a room of police officers? Surprisingly, this is now the mainstream of the Philippine Coast Guard. Mainstreaming law enforcement. No longer are we going to turn over arrested persons, criminals, for that matter, to other law enforcement agencies, PNP, NBI, and the rest. We are now, ma'am, for your info, filing, sir, wala na si Sir Noli, wala na. Richie, ikaw na lang kausapin ko. Sir Richie, we are filing cases in court. And we'll see to it that this leads to conviction. That's your new Coast Guard. So, what is digitalization? Sorry tagal ko naghihintay. Kaninang 1 o'clock, ready na ako, ma'am. Memorize ko na from point to point. Even the date, pati GR number. Oh, skra. Kaya lang, nakinig ako sa'yo, nakalimutan ko I was captivated by your presentation. So, where are we right now? You know, during my time, yan. Meron pa kasing video yan gumagalaw na. During my time, those of you who are same age level ko po, during my time, walang Facebook. The telephone, then, meron kang, dial mo pa. If you want to dial 9, you have to go from 9, babalik mo yon. Naabutan nyo po mga bata. Pagtaas mo yung telepono mo, you have to talk to your party line because you cannot use the phone because you have a party line. Yan yung nung araw. But right now, where are we? And why do we need to study and to take into consideration digital evidence when we file cases in court? Yan. Right now, about 62.6 of the world's populations. Marami yan, This is about 5.07, about more than 5 billion people in the world are connected to social media, to the internet. Ganyan na po tayo ngayon. Okay? The average worldwide time that everyone spends on the internet, social media, Facebook, TikTok, so and so, is about 2 hours, 20 minutes. Global po yan. Nasaan ang Pilipinas yan? Globally, highest use of internet is in Northern Europe, Sir Jean. Nandun siya. Yung Eastern Asia is about 4.9. Andun, kisama mo pa yung Southeast Asia. So, use of internet sa ating part of the world is lower lang sa Europe. Sa atin, growing yan, at peak yan. Okay? So, what's the data? In the country, data natin first quarter 2024, out of 118 Filipinos and growing, roughly around 117 of us are connected to the internet. So that's how connected we are. So look at me, listen to me. If you want to investigate, if you want to file cases po, mag-utak pulis ka. You don't have to do casing. You don't have to do physical surveillance. All you have to do is open your internet, open source investigation, OSINT. The data, the evidence are ready in front of you. Just sa cellphone yan. Rightly said by General Padilla. Nandun yan, connected tayo. Right now, sino ba rito hindi connected? Sino pang hindi naka-Wi-Fi? Who among you connected to the Wi-Fi of this hotel? Marriott Bond. Sinong hindi? If I'm a hacker, yan ang gagawin ko. Captured ko na agad kayo. Because you connected on a Wi-Fi of a hotel, sure ba kayo? How secured is the Wi-Fi? With due respect to this hotel. Ganun yan. So right now, yan ang ating data. So, number one use of social media, Facebook. So if you want to investigate illegal drugs, illegal crimes involving smuggling, firearms, drugs, the convergence of criminal syndicates, transnational crimes, drugs for wildlife. They will sell drugs in exchange for wildlife. And what platform do they use? Facebook. Facebook, Messenger, WeChat in China. So, how about Filipinos? Just to emphasize the fact. Globally, it's 2 hours, 20 minutes. Filipinos spend 8 hours, 52 minutes, almost what? A third of a day, more than a third of a day, looking at your cell phone, your devices, and everything. How about in Germany, sir? I don't know. Same. So in 2021, actually, we were number one. The country was number one in terms of use of internet, social medias, and all devices po. Right now, 2024, we went down a little. We're about number 4 right now. So, globally, if you want to investigate a crime, you interdict a vessel, you want to develop your case, witnesses do not want to testify. You have no other evidence available with you. They have thrown, they have, actually burned evidence, physical, real evidence. Then you go to electronic evidence. Facebook is #1 used globally. Look at the Facebook account of the officers and men on board the vessels that you have interdicted. It's right in front of you. Can we do it, sir? Can we search their cell phone? Mind you, we do have an anti-cybercrime or cybercrime law. We will talk about warrants. We're not only talking about physical warrants or warrants to search or to arrest, but cyber warrants. My slide will take me about 3 hours, so don't worry po. 2 hours, 30 minutes remaining na po. So what's the regime on evidence? I'll skip to this slide. Actually, when I started this morning, dami kong slides, sir. I have to delete everything because the first, second, third, and the last speaker was already talk about evidence. So what's the rule of evidence? The 2019 revised rules on evidence, which took effect May 1 of 2020, talks about the revision of the rules of evidence. So what's the revision all about? Our current Chief Justice, Alexander Gajon Gesmundo, who is a native of San Pablo, Laguna, who is also a fellow Ateneo graduate, talks about the court being not static. It must not be what? Still. It must continue to what? To adapt. It must modernize. As criminals, syndicates, and as we go on digital, the court must also go on digital. So that's why they revised the rules. So what's the revised rules on evidence? It recognizes not only documents printed, written, but also documents that are electronically developed. Meaning social medias included. Okay, thumbs up nga ulit, thumbs up. May tutulog na. Sige. So, what is evidence? Evidence is the means. Tandaan nyo, if we go to court, yung arrest, that's easy. When you kick up doors, you announce the arrest, you handcuff a bad guy, tapos na yun eh. But that's just part of it. The nitty-gritty is in a piling of cases and seeing to it that you have enough evidence, following the chain of custody, that will be accepted by the court. That is evidence. It's the means sanctioned by this rule of ascertaining in a judicial proceeding the truth respecting the matter of the fact. Oh, it's a mouthful. You know, in law school, this is about a SEM. We'll talk about everything inside evidence. It's very important because the key to the case being leading to a conviction or a case being thrown out, resulting to acquittal, is the evidence that we present. Maliwanag po yun. Remember that. Thumbs up nga. Thumbs up, sir. Thumbs up. Next, please, sir. So, what's admissibility of evidence? That evidence is admissible, meaning these are relevant, related to a case. And second, it is not excluded by what? By the constitutions, the laws, and the rules, the 2019 revised rules of evidence. Next, please. So, when you talk about documentary evidence, we have discussed about recordings, photographs, sounds, including stored images, motion pictures or videos. The PNP is now required, and other law enforcement, including the Coast Guard, NBI, to use body-worn camera. That's a main tool that we can use if we are going to file cases in court. In every planned law enforcement operation, if we are to serve warrants, we must use a body-worn camera. Meron na po ba tayo niyan sa Coast Guard? Yes, sir. Yes or no? If you don't have one, asan yung cellphone mo, Ensign Anico po? Ay, Captain Anico. Ay, Lieutenant Senior Grade. Tinakban mo kasi. Nagsimula sa Ensign, sir. Bumaba sa Lieutenant hanggang Senior Grade. Asan, where's your cellphone? Ay, ikaw, wag ikaw. Ikaw si Major Rebucas. Where's your cellphone? That's an alternate recording device. If you don't have a body-worn camera, BWC, the Supreme Court says, then you can use an alternate recording device. Mind you, hindi pwedeng isa. It should be body-worn plus an alternate recording device. If none, then 2 alternate recording device. That's why part of our SOP sana, if you like to get my advice, sir and ma'am, yung ating mga packets dito, tell your personnel to insert your cellphone. Kayo nga, and then make sure na yung packet nyo, depending on the cell phone, make sure that the video camera is sticking out. Every time you approach somebody, even in your way home, kaya while on duty in Sinpaha, you notice a commotion. This could be what? This could be a violation, a crime being committed, have just been committed, or about to be committed. Cellphone mo, automatic. Video on mo na. That's your alternate recording device that you can use. Pwede po yun? When you go home tonight, your wife suddenly shouts at you, body-worn camera agad. Grounds for, no, just kidding. Next please, next please. So, what's the proof, for criminal cases? For filing criminal cases as Coast Guard in our law enforcement MASTEC function, what's the proof required? Guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Tandaan yon, guilt beyond reasonable doubt. Meaning, it's enough, unless contradicted, to prove the guilt of somebody that you accuse. Tama ba yon? Next, please. Please mind the following. 1, DC number 16, Department of Justice Circular number 016, series of 2023. This one actually level up the requirement of probable cause. Before po yan, before you can file cases in court, required is a probable cause. With DC number 20, Secretary DOJ Remulla said it shouldn't be just probable cause. It should be certainty of conviction as a probable cause. Meaning, as prosecutor, you must make sure that the witness, the real evidence, the electronic evidence included should be enough to lead to conviction. Otherwise, don't accept it. Because this will just clog up cases in court. Very important. However, parang nag-reverse eh. Immediately, or not immediately, but DOJ issued DC number 20. What's DC 20? Gone are the days that we, as law enforcers, develop case. Folder na yan. May warrant of arrest ka na, may search warrant ka na, medical examinations, everything's prepared. This time around, sir, you go to a prosecutor. The prosecutor will tell you, RFI, release for further investigation. Because one of the certificates that you presented is not the original. So cases is what? You have to release the arrested person. Right now, DC-20 is now requiring prosecutors in case of heinous crime. Listen to me. Piracy, robbery, robbery. Piracy that's happening at sea is one of the heinous crimes included in DC-20. Meaning, from day one, if a Coast Guard wants to pursue a case of piracy, he is investigating a group involved in piracy, the prosecutor should be able and should help us actively. Fiscal, is this enough? Fiscal, is this certificate enough? Will you accept this? The prosecutors are now our buddy, are now our friend, and they will help us develop the cases po. Recently, the DOJ also included 3 additional cases. One is the NIRC, National Internal Revenue Code. Second is the Custom Modernization Tariff Act, smuggling. And lastly is the, what's that one? It escaped me. Huh? But recently again, DOJ revised this one with DC-20-B. It now includes wildlife or environmental crimes, including the one shown on board. Okay? Illegal IUUF, wildlife trafficking, timber cutting, etc., etc. Next, please. Next, please. So, what is electronic evidence forensic? Okay lang po ba kayo? Thumbs up nga, thumbs up nga, thumbs up nga. Tayo nga tayo, except the Commodores, tayo nga tayo. I want everyone to stand up. You know, sir, this is 5 o'clock, sir. So can I ask everyone to face the man or the woman beside you? Yeah, face nyo, face. Oh, harapan. Oh, ganito, tungtong likod. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, the right face. Tapos, yan, right face. Harap ka doon, right. Saan ba ang right mo? Right. Hindi, dito ka nakaharap eh. Ikaw naman, oh, right face. Hawak kayo doon sa balikat. Yan, hawak kami yung balikat niya. Dito, dalawang kamay. Yan, dalawang kamay, yan. As Coast Guard, German government, AFP, and the rest, we should be body. So let us show everyone yung parang support of a body. Yan, unti-unti yung pigain. Yan. Yan. Whoa. Some more, some more, some more. You know, sa spine, some more. Uy. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Some more, some more. Okay. Okay, okay? Meron pang ganun no? Okay, this time around, face about. Scratch my back. I'll scratch your back. Pasa nyo gan. Sir, it's your turn if madam will allow. Otherwise, cyber. Cyber massage. Okay, some more, some more, some more. Okay, thumbs up. Take seat, take seat, take seat. Take seat. So what's forensic in electronic evidence? Next, please, sir. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. So, what is the rule on cyber warrants? We have 4 rules on cyber warrant. Next, please. One is the warrant to disclose computer data, WDCD. Meaning, when you do an operation, when you interdict a vessel, be it in the West Philippine Sea or in territorial sea, for violation of RPC special laws, if there is a cell phone that you can use to gather electronic evidence or digital evidence, you must have what? A warrant to disclose computer data. Actually, this warrant is requested of a court. Right now in the country, we have Cagayan de Oro, Cebu, and Iloilo. We have Manila, Makati, Quezon City, and Pasig as cyber court. This warrant actually compels someone, including the service provider, to disclose data. Meaning, if you are investigating transactions from country A, our country, to China, dealing in illegal drugs, firearms, terrorism, you want to have, the records of calls between those 2 persons of interest, then you need WDCD. Next one. The next one is the warrant to intercept. Remember, the first one is to disclose. This one is to intercept. And what's intercept? Intercept means what? Eavesdropping. Recording. Listening to, monitoring, and surveillance. As law enforcement officers, we need to have this warrant. Without this warrant, then this is what we call about inadmissibility of evidence. Next, please. The next one is WSSECD, which is search, seizure, examine computer data. So, before you can seize, before you can search, examine, you must have this warrant as well. The last one is after you have gathered the computers, laptops from a criminal syndicate, then you need the last warrant to be able to examine that one, the WECD. Next, please. Next, please. So, remember those 4 warrants. Clear? Ang dali kasing sabihin, oy, arrest, oy, cellphone, open up your cellphone, give me the password, picture, diba? And then you take all the data you want. You include it in your report, in your complaint. If it's inquest, include it in your complaint. No? Later on, that's dismissed by the court. So what is important is you comply with the rules on the revised rules on evidence. This one is, we'll talk about maritime security law enforcement. Where are we right now? General Padilla, ma'am. Where are we right now when it comes to maritime law enforcement? Next, please. The CIDMS, which is a unit that's now 5 years old, is the CIDG, the police of the Coast Guard, which has the power to what? Not only to enforce laws, but to investigate, to assist in the prosecution of a case filed in court. Next, please. It's also empowered not only to implement maritime laws. Kasi when you talk about maritime laws in the College of Law, this is COGSE, Carriage of Goods at Sea Act. No, this is what? All criminal activities committed in the coastline, on board the vessel, and beyond, including violation of the revised penal code. Next, please. So what have we done so far? We have established actually our first custodial facilities. Hindi po detention cell, hindi po jail. It's called custodial cell or custodial facilities, proper term. General Padilla mentioned about proper term. Next, please. This is the old facilities in Sangli. This is now our custodial center. Next, please. The same thing in Taguig, Coast Guard Base Taguig, headquarters IDMS. Next, please. Cases investigated. I'll just run through the cases po. I won't go through. The very first case that we investigated, we arrested, we investigated, we filed cases in court, is a carnapping case. This is actually a syndicate. Actually, she's about 19 years old, quite young, good looking. Okay, talagang medyo may pretty ba? You know what? She's being used by syndicates. You know why? Because she's enticing unwitting, married man, owner of vehicles, through messenger, and then they go on a date. Kaya ang tawag namin dito, sorry po date, sex, tangay. Because after having sex for the night, the next thing you know, your car is gone. Hindi po carnapping ito because they contact you and tell you, I have your car. You have to pay me to get it. Not a ransom, but you have to get it from me. Now, the unwitting married man cannot go to court to a policeman and tell the whole story because how can you explain to his wife that he was, where were you last night? So yan yung magandang tangay. Next, please. So this is another case. Illegal drugs. Next, please. Illegal drugs. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Next, please. Oh, balik mo doon. We will talk about Alice Guo later on. Next, please. And then, next, please. And then, balik mo. Sobrang mabilis ko naman. No? Alam ko, alas 5:30 na. Mabilis masyado eh. So, this is the case po of Sanko Uno. These are Chinese nationals, 7 of them, who are illegally working on board a dredger vessel in Manila Bay. What's illegal with this one? First, foreign nationals should not work in the country without an authority to do so. If they are to work in the country, this should be highly technical jobs. Not oiler, not AB, meaning, deckhand of a vessel. This is depriving our Filipino seafarers of the needed money, income. Second, this is, as explained by Senator Tulfo, a way for POGOS, for Chinese national syndicates to come into the country. Next, please. So MOAS, what have we done so far? Next, please. To legitimize a claim as a bona fide law enforcement agency. The very first MOA that was signed by our commandant is with no less than the Prosecutor General. The AFP Chief of Staff, prosecutors po. Kumbaga siya yung Chief PNP ng prosecutor. Prosecutor General Attorney Malcontento. This is way back in February of this year. Next, please. With the NBI as well. Next, please. This is in June. Next, please. With PDEA. So we are not just, law enforcement, we're also drug busters as well. Next, please. And then, next, please. Next, please. And then yesterday, a historical landmark day for the Coast Guard. Blessing to us. You know why? The Office of Transportation Security signed a MOA with us that will see a transition, a harmonization, a rationalization of ISPS, the National Ship and Port Facilities Code, security measures codes in the country. Enforcement po nito for so long a time. We have less than an ideal relationship with OTS. Yesterday was a blessing for us because finally we will put an end to gaps in port security in the country. Because OTS, sabi nga ni Commandant, the officers in OTS will all become Coast Guard auxiliary of the record. No more OTS Coast Guard. It is now one unit. No more walls, but bridges. Palakpakan nyo naman kayo naman para na. Ito, kanina panay kayo palakpak eh. Next please, next please. Next please. Oh, balik mo muna eh, sama na. Forensic Group. The PNP SOCO, Scene of the Crime Operation Office, is now the Forensic Group. We sign a MOA with them so that the Coast Guard can develop its own forensic group. So that the Coast Guard, we no longer have a hard time asking the PNP Forensic Group to identify a body, identify a balist, a casing of an ammunition, DNA, blood, a question documents, a signature, because Forensic Group will now be our second best friend in the PNP. Next, please. So, MOAS as well, plan for the following agencies, as shown on the screen. Next, please. Criminality FC, daanan ko lang ito mabilis with permission po. Next, please. So, maritime incident, motor tanker alias Jason Bradley. One incident. From a simple, marine pollution incident, it's now a full-blown investigation on illegal use of name for a vessel, meaning falsification of public documents, criminal offense as well. Next, please. Human trafficking, smuggling, next please. Terrorism, IUU, fishing, next please. Illegal drugs. Last April in Batangas, 2 hours from where we are right now, around 1.4 tons of shabu, about 9.7 billion peso, was smuggled into the country. You know why? And you know how? A Canadian national skippered a small yacht shown on the screen, and from the old port in Batangas, he was able to transport it on land. Good thing our fellow brothers in arms, the PNP, were able to interdict. But that's a black eye for us, because that's part of port security. Where is our situational awareness? And then wildlife crimes. Like I said, these syndicates will bring in drugs. They won't take money. They won't take PayPal. Walang bitcoins yan. You know what they got for payment? What do they get for payment for dropping in tons of drugs? Wildlife. Wildlife sourced from Palawan, Visayas, and even here in Luzon, exchange for drugs. That's convergence. Next, please. Lastly, Alice Guo. The first, investigation in the Senate, it was revealed that they used small boats, pleasure yacht, going out of the country. If this is true, then that's another black eye for us. Next, please. So, digital evidence on a vessel. Scenario 1. Day 1. This is the real deal. We're able to interdict a vessel. The vessel's crew, the officers involved, won't say a word. They will invoke the right against self-incrimination. How do we proceed? Next, please. There are so many pieces of equipment, from the bridge to the engine room to the cargo control room, even to the cabins of the crews of the officers on board the vessel, that we can use for digital evidence. Next, please. I'll show you some of them. Next, please. ARPA, the automatic radar plotting aid. It'll give you data on where the vessel went through. You talk about jurisdiction. Captain Padilla talks about territorial sea. If you want to prove poaching, if you want to prove IUUF, if you want to prove smuggling, then this is the best document to prove that he was indeed inside a territorial sea. Mind you, jurisdiction. Is it within a municipality of a certain town? Then you must prove that, and you must file the case in a court with jurisdiction. Otherwise, sir, dismiss yan. Next, please. ICDIS, Electronic Display Information System. Everything is electronic nowadays. Use that. Next, please. Automatic tracking aid. Next, please. AIS. Even if they go black, we do have DVD, dark vessel detection. Next, please. Electronic voyage plan. In my days, you used to put up in our voyage planning every waypoints manually. Right now, everything is putted electronically. They cannot deny where they are. They can deny jurisdictions because we know where they are or where they were. Next, please. Echo sounder. Sino mga galing sa barko? How can an echo sounder be used for electronic evidence in filing cases in court? It doesn't have GPS location. Walang ganun, di ba? But if you go through your chart, you see yung contour line sa bottom of the sea. You see it jump from 1,000 meters to 500 to 100. That could give you an idea of where they were. Tama? Next, please. ODME. Sino mga engineering officers? Every time a vessel discharges, bids water, oily water, the ODME records the latitude, longitude, location, jurisdiction, pollution, Clean Water Act, you have it. Next, please. Engine room electronic log. Everything's digitally recorded. All you have to do is to get the proper warrant, preserve the evidence, use it in court. Then we will be assured of conviction. Next, please. CCTV. Sometimes this is almost all vessels have CCTV. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or thumbs up, siyempre. Yes or no? Yes. Next, please. As we say in Germany, Duncan. Maraming salamat po. Thank you.